Hi guys, Tony Hayes here, and this is an invitation kind of video to invite you to the Web 2.0 Commando live webinar on Tuesday night. Now, this is a very, very powerful tool, a very unique tool. There is nothing like this in the marketplace at all, okay? People might be using tools like RankWiz and FCS Networker, great tools, but a little bit complicated and a little bit pricey. And so I decided to dig up an old tool that we had and create a very, very unique Web 2.0 SEO strategy. So I want to talk about the strategy first, and this is where it's very, very important that you understand the difference between Web 2.0 Commando and other tools that do Web 2.0 syndication. There is nothing like this anywhere. It's just freaking amazing, okay? So the old local traffic commando was built on the premise of using 3 keyword elements that I had identified for local marketing. Now we're taking that further for Web 2.0 Commando because it doesn't have to be just for local marketing. We can use it for affiliate marketing, for product launches, for your own products, for example. You can do it for many, many ways, and as well as the local marketing, the offline stuff. Now, the way that we worked this before is the 3 key elements were modifiers, which are essentially like commercial intent keywords, okay? The keyword, which could be something in a local niche like a dentist or a chiropractor or something like that. But here, for affiliate marketing, you could put in a product name, for example, okay? And then we had a location. And here we can put in some sort of end kind of buyer type of terms, things like guide, things like strategy or something like that. You know, these kind of words that would fit in according to what you will find on the Google Keyword Planner. Now, I will have in-depth tutorials on doing that. And even though I say in-depth, it takes just a couple of minutes. In fact, there's a video on my blog right now, anthonyhayes.me, which covers that strategy. And you can see how many sort of modifiers and how many sort of end keywords that we found within just about 2 or 3 minutes. And you can also use tools like Suggest as well, but I'll put all that in the members area for you anyway. Now, with that keyword combination, it will create as many different posts as you put in the keywords and modifiers and location. For example, if I am doing a campaign for a dentist in London, okay, I might go into the Google Keyword Planner tool and I might see things like 24-hour emergency dentist London. I might see things like emergency dentist London in the searches, okay? That's what Google Keyword Planner will bring out, okay? And there's other tools that can help you to find those kinds of things as well. So for example, in that instance, then keywords modifiers would be the 24-hour emergency, things like children's, if somebody's searching for children's dentist. Those are the modifiers, okay? The keyword would be dentist, dentists as in plural, could be orthodontists, and variations of that are dental surgery, that kind of thing. And the more of them you put in with the combination of the modifiers, then you can just multiply each. So if I've got 2 modifiers, 2 keywords, and 2 locations, that's 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. Okay, that's 8 posts it's going to make. So the more you put in there for your modifiers, for your keywords, and for your location, the more variation you're going to get. And this is what's making Web 2.0 Commando very, very, very unique, because we are targeting the long tail keywords. Okay, we are really targeting the long tail keywords, and we are linking back from those. Okay, and that's what's making it very, very unique. There's nothing like this in the Web 2.0 market right now. Okay, so let's just dig in a little bit deeper to the keywords again, and before I sort of move on from there. If I'm targeting London, for example, for the dentist, I might be looking for a 24-hour dentist London, but I can vary that up with the location. I can put Kensington London, London W1, Central London, etc., etc., okay? And that way I'm just keeps multiplying the amount of posts that's going to be created, okay? So you with me so far? So for example, you modify how many you've got there, times how many keywords, times how many of the end sort of keyword, which would be either a location, a product name, or a variation of different kind of keywords. We will dig into that in the members area, as I said before. Okay, now what we can also do with that is we will reverse that last keyword element. In the situation where it's the location, 24-hour dentist London post will be created, and then we will create London 24-hour dentist. It will go, we will move the location to the beginning. Okay, so then we can double the amount of posts that we've got created. Okay, so these are all long tail posts being created. Now, the next question you probably got on your head is, well, how do we keep these unique? Okay, it's very, very simple. Okay, we did this very successfully with Local Traffic Commando, and the difference between local Traffic Commando and what we're doing here is that we are not posting in WordPress, we are posting on Web 2.0 sites. So let's just go and take a look. If I look in the campaigns here, inside Web 2.0 Commando, you can see here we can put in a campaign name, and we've got some shortcodes. Now, these shortcodes will be available here for you just to copy and paste. And the big difference between this and what we had with Local Traffic Commando is when we used to make those three elements of the keywords like we have done here, the modifier, the location, the keyword in here, it would do it in order, and it would do the H1, H2, H3 tags like that. The alt tag would have that title, that keyword phrase, as well as the post title as well. This way we're giving you more control by using the shortcodes. Okay, so you can take a shortcode and you can put modifier, keyword, and this PBOL means just product, brand, offer, or location. Okay, product, brand, offer, location, just the shortcode. And so that means that you will have modifier, keyword, and location. Okay, if it's local. And this one, reverse, will reverse the actual combination that will put the PBOL or the location over here, and that way you're getting double the amount of posts done if you put the reverse. Now, what's different from Local Traffic Commando is that we can just change that around the next time. Okay, so we might want to use put in some variation in a spin tax format, or we might want to use bits of shortcode with breaks in between. So for example, if I wanted to write in here dentist in London and not dentist London, then what I can do is just take this PBOL, copy it or cut it out here, and instead of putting London, I'm putting in here just the shortcode. Okay, if I want to reverse it from there, then I can, but that means I don't need to always be putting in the keyword and the modifier. I can change this around, and I've got control on an H tag level, which we never had with the old Local Traffic Commando. Now, we used to have an in-house joke with Local Traffic Commando because it was so powerful. It really was so powerful that we used to joke that how many page one rankings can you get today kind of thing. And that was just a joke between me and 2 or 3 customers, because it was very, very good for those that bothered to put, you know, the extra few minutes into making it work really, really well. Okay. Now, as I mentioned before, this is not going to post in WordPress because those WordPress sites will no longer get indexed for very long time. The best way to do this is to combine it with Web 2.0 sites. We put it on authority Web 2.0 sites. And the problem then comes in, well, what do we do about creating accounts? If you're going to create thousands of variations of an article, then how do we get those accounts done? And how do we get them added into the system? Well, it's very, very easy, actually. So if I look over here again, you can see I've got 89 accounts, and those took me about 5 minutes to, well, actually about 5 minutes work in total, not even that, about a minute's work in total. But you have to give the tool time to go and create the accounts as well, of course. Okay, so what we can do, we've got a tool that we're giving out with Web 2.0 Commando. This is a social account commando, and anybody who's got social traffic commando or social bookmark commando will know how this works, but we've made it even better. We've been working very, very hard in the background for the Hotmail account creator to work flawlessly, and we've still got a few things that we want to do to keep improving this one. So how it works is, what you need to do is you go into your settings first, and you can put in here run at Windows Startup. Now, it does say in here social bookmark commando instead of social account commando. We will get that changed over. Here it says enable scheduled tasks. That means that it will just automatically start creating accounts as soon as you choose how many accounts you want to create. Okay, it's best to have it run at Windows Startup, and I just keep mine pinned to my little taskbar down here. I just right click and I pin to the taskbar, so it's always there because I'm using it quite a lot. Okay, so you have to get that done, and then you have to do your captures as well. You just click in there and you can choose between the captures. You just put whichever ones you want to use, and there is a way that you can use this with capture breaker as well, which I would cover that in the videos as well. Okay, so then what we need to do, we do need to have the captures. You cannot do this without captures. It would just have too many pop-ups too quick, and you won't get anything else done. The whole point of a tool like this is it takes all the work away from you. When you enter your capture details here, put your username, your password, and check your balance. Once you've checked your balance, you just click Save the Settings. Okay, if you haven't got an account with one of these, you can just check which one you want here, click on the register, and it will take you to the page to go and register. Okay, and it tells you how much they cost as well. Once you've got your balance, don't forget to save it and you're fine. Okay, next what we want to do is to get some proxies. Now this works only with IP authenticated proxies. I'm using Squid proxies. I've got 10 in here. I've ordered another 10 more, which I'm waiting for to get, and those will be added in here as well. You can use buyproxies.org, but you need to use the IP authentication for that if you want to use that. Okay, they have that option in buyproxies.org for the shared proxies. Also, Squid has shared proxies option as well, but they don't do it for less than $100 a month for, I can't remember how many. It might be worth, if you've got a colleague who's using Web 2.0 Commando, that you can go half or get 2 or 3 of you to chip in and get the Squid ones. I personally like Squid proxies. They're very, very good. They're less complicated to use. They're already IP authenticated as long as you go into your settings and set that up, and it works very, very well. Okay, and then we have the account creator. Now this is a beast. This really, really is very, very powerful. All we have to do here, and this is it, this is all we have to do to create bulk account profiles. You can go in here and you can see here I've got that set to 30. Okay, now you can choose create emails and accounts, and that's what I would choose every single time. Okay, you can choose to create accounts with existing emails. So if you bought some emails like Hotmail emails from Fiverr.com, you could do that. You don't need to. It will create the Hotmail account for you in this particular tool. And you can choose to create accounts evenly over 30 days, so you can spread out those. I don't really use that. I do about 30 at a time. And all you need to do then is, once you've chosen that, is click that button, create the profiles, and it will go off. Now I'm going to do a full demonstration on this in the webinar on Tuesday, but that's how it works. And it will go and create 30 profiles for me. And you don't touch anything, you just leave it. And what it will do then is it creates the Hotmail account, creates accounts in these Web 2.0 sites. Once it's created the accounts, it will verify the emails for you as well. And then when it is finished, you'll notice that it will stop having a little black thing down here, a little black sort of progress bar that appears down here on the bottom left hand corner. Sometimes it can be deceiving. You think it's finished, but it kicks off again. If it's got some accounts that it didn't manage to create, or some emails that it didn't manage to verify, it will keep trying until it does. Okay, so just give it an extra few minutes afterwards. Watch it for about 10-20 seconds to make sure it doesn't kick off again. And once you're sure that it's finished, then what we can do is we can click a button to upload to Web 2.0. So let me show you how that works while we're here. If I go over to here, you can see I've got 89 accounts in here right now. Okay, so if I want to add more accounts, I've already added these two. All I need to do is click on this button here, click on the upload, and I had, 89 accounts. I'm just waiting for this to pop up and say account successfully added. Takes a few seconds. And there, you can see accounts uploaded successfully. Now I had 89 accounts, so if I press on the F5 button, we can see how many accounts that we've got now, and you can see we've got 102. Okay, very, very, very powerful stuff. There's not any Web 2.0 syndication membership out there that has this kind of SEO strategy, that has this kind of account creation. In fact, some of them charge you money for accounts, and they will give you a few every month. I've got a friend, Robert Stone Jr., who helps me with the webinars. I know that he's paying one of those particular memberships $150 a month to be able to do 30,000 Web 2.0 posts per month. Okay, Now we're going to be releasing this at $37 a month. That comes with the account creator, and that comes with every upgrade we ever do. Okay, and we've got some very, very good stuff planned, which I'm not going to reveal, because I think once we put this in the marketplace, that other people might just start taking notice of what we're doing, and try to implement some of the elements that we've got here, because it's so brilliantly done. It's a brilliant SEO strategy. It was working fantastically with WordPress, and now that we're not posting to WordPress but instead posting to the Web 2.0 sites, and we have this one-click account creator that even will upload your videos and verify your emails and create the Hotmail and all of that stuff, and this makes this really, really good value for money. Okay, so there's no $150 to be spent here per month, and no extra money for creating accounts on top of that as well, like they have. Okay, this is all in one. This is fantastic price, fantastic value. What we are not going to do as well, which differentiates us from them, is have hundreds of different accounts. Okay, now my criticism of those tools, they've got some fantastic things in there. Don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking them. I just wanted to make something that for me, I could use very quickly, very easily, very simply, without having to rack my brain or go through a major learning curve. And I wanted to be able to keep my costs down as well. The simplest way to do that is to go and create your own tools, of course. And if you got the resources that I have as far as the programmers available for PHP, for WordPress, for .NET softwares and things like that, I have those resources available to me that I can tap into, as these guys are working with me more or less full time now. Okay, so that gives me the opportunity to go and create tools like these very, very quickly, and make great tools as well. Now, we never ever settle with version 1.0, as you should know. What we will be doing with this is taking it even further, and as I mentioned, I'm not going to say right now what those updates will be, but they've got some fantastic things that we will be adding into Web 2.0 Commando, and we will be improving as well on the social account Commando, because we do want to add better profiles. Okay, and that's one thing I can reveal. The profiles, we want to be able to add images, bio and things like that as well, so that we can keep these accounts for as long as possible. And also we want to be able to add in here that it can see if an account is dead and delete them. Okay, now what you will find with this is I am not actually saving these accounts once they're done, because this is for Web 2.0 Commando and it's already uploaded into my account in Web 2.0 Commando. I'm simply going to delete these. Okay, I don't need to worry about saving these anywhere else. They're only for Web 2.0 Commando, and that's good enough for me. I've got them into my account. I don't need them anymore. Okay, so let's go and take a look at the tool a little bit more as well. Okay, so you can see here that we've got 102 accounts. Now, to go and create another 30 at a time, I usually do about 30 at a time. If you're using about 10 proxies, you can go and create probably about 10 different accounts with 10 proxies, 10 different profiles with 10 proxies, and then you want to change them around a little bit. If you're using the shared proxies, obviously you're going to get more value for money. Okay, so the real key here is being able to use your proxies wisely, but just run it as far as you can. Don't say, don't just stick to like 10 profiles for each. What I mean is it's 10 times you're running the 30. Okay, so that would be about 10 times running 30 with those, and see how many you can get. Just keep running the damn thing. I've got one customer who's got about 15,000 accounts with the social bookmark Commando account creator, and this is built on the same code as what that is as well. Okay, anyway, so what you will see in here with your blog networks as well is once you've actually made a post, you will be able to see the status as far as the account status. Okay, and you can check if the account is still active. It should tell us here the URL, and it should tell us here whether the account is still active. Right, if it's not active, you simply delete from here. Okay, and that way you get rid of them. So if you've got maybe 15 or 20 that didn't post, fine, just come in here, delete them, and after you checked them, you got rid of them. Okay, but it's so easy to go and get more. We're not that worried. We just go in here, choose how many, click a button, go away, have a coffee, or go and do some other work. It works in the background, and we're done. Okay, we're not buying expensive accounts from anywhere. Now, what I was saying before is that with the accounts that we are creating, we're not doing the same as the other guys. We're not going to go and do hundreds of different accounts. what I want to do is focus on better quality accounts. I like sites like Stumble and Dig and Deagle, those kind of sites. I'd rather have 500 accounts in each of those than have, 100 accounts in some really obscure kind of sites that I've never heard of before. I want to use established sites. I want to get quality links, and I'm going to keep it deliberately cut down to quality sites and work on higher volume of accounts for those established quality sites. Okay, and you'll find that we're doing that the same thing with social bookmark commando as well. And by doing that, we've got less problems with the actual programming of the tool and running and maintaining those tools. And that way we can get good quality links. So you can see here we're using Delicious, WordPress, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Stumble, Tumblr, Wikispaces, and these some other ones here as well. Okay, now we will be adding maybe things like Blogger, and we might be adding some for the purpose of creating authority accounts that would be posted first, a little bit similar to Social Traffic Commando does. What it does over there is it posts first to an authority account, and the other ones come and reshare. Now with this tool, what we can do is we're not doing a resharing, but what we can do is we can create tiered links. We can create up to 3 tiers deep. And what we can do with this then is to create authority accounts that are always going to be tier 1. Okay, and that's what I'm thinking to do, and that's why I would like to have some things like maybe Facebook and Google Plus in here as well. Now we can't use so many accounts for those because it's very, very hard for us to be able to get away with that longer term, to be able to use multiple accounts on each of those. But we can set up some authority accounts, and when this goes into the Web 2, the second tier of the Web 2.0 links, then it's grabbing links from that first tier and it's using those to be able to link back to. Okay, very, very powerful. Okay, and all automated for you in the background. So let's go and take a look at the campaigns tab over here. And you should be pretty excited by now from what I've shown you, but we're not finished yet. We're nowhere near finished yet. And even when I showed you all this, we're not finished yet because this is only version 1.0. Okay, we've got some fantastic ideas to add into this as well. Now the key here is using the keywords as I suggested before. The 3 elements of the keywords. This is what made Local Traffic Commando so damn powerful. Okay, and this is what other tools were not doing that was similar to Local Traffic Commando, and this is why Local Traffic Commando, in my opinion, was the best tool available for what it was doing at that particular time. Okay, those 3 elements are absolutely crucial, but it doesn't have to be just for local. As I mentioned before, it can be product, brand, offer, or location in here. The modifiers, well, I'll give you a list of over 200 suggestions that you can use in here, and your keyword will depend on the product name or a particular keyword that you're going to be after, whether it's weight loss or paleo diets or whatever it might be. Okay. The good thing about doing this strategy as well is that you can go broad. As long as it's relevant, you can go broad. It doesn't have to be very, very tight niche. All you're using this for is for doing backlinking. Okay, so you can go broad and you can be relevant, and those blogs being created with this tool will always be relevant, and it's super, super simple to do. There's no confusing anything in here. When you look at some other tools, it's confusing. Where do I start? How do I, what do I do first? Here it's very easy. Put in your settings, put in your proxies, come over here, choose this, choose how many, click a button, and when it's done, click that button, uploads into your account. Okay. Once you've got your accounts in there, all you will see is this. We kept it minimum for a reason. Okay. We just kept it absolute minimum for a reason. You can choose your campaign name. That is just for you. Okay. And that's just for you to remember. So when it goes into the post queue, you know which campaign you are looking at. Okay. In here for the H1 title, H2 title, and H3 title, we are using shortcodes. Okay. And these shortcodes, there are 4 of them. Very easy, nothing confusing. In fact, there's only 3. I've just requested the 4th one. So we can put in here campaign. I can put in here Web 2.0 syndication, for example. And I can create, thousands of posts around that particular topic. Now, what we put in here for the keywords, and what we put in here for the modifiers, and what we put in here for the product, brand, offer, or location is what will show up here when we use the shortcodes. Now, the only way to use this is to use the shortcodes or to use spin tags. So much easier to use the shortcode, right? And so we can see in here modifier, keyword, PBOL, just call it location for now for the offline guys, so it's simple. And it's easier for me as well because I'm so used to this with the local traffic commando. And this last one is being added as well, which will be a reverse. Now what that means is, let me just move it out of the way, that this here will be created, and an article will be created that might be 24-hour dentist London, and then if I've got reverse in here, then it will then create a post as well that will be reversing this to the beginning. So it'll be London 24-hour dentist, okay, or Kensington London, or London W1, or Central London, etc., etc. Now the big difference between this and the old local traffic commando is that when we had this initially, we didn't have any option to change anything between the H2 and the H3 tags. We've built that in, that we do have that now, okay? We can now switch this around. We can put our modifiers in the middle. We can put, you can just use the modifier part and build the rest with spin tags and whatever you want, and we can differentiate this with the H tags. So this is optimizing your article for you at the same time, okay? So we're getting the H1 tags optimized, H2 tags optimized, H3 tags optimized, and all you need to do is add whatever your variations are here and use the spin tags here, and you're off to the races, okay? Now underneath here, we've built this deliberately to keep nice paragraphs, to keep it looking like good content. So underneath H1 content, H1 title, you will have a paragraph or 2 paragraphs, whatever you want to put in here. I would keep it 1 paragraph. Okay, now we deliberately done this so that you build out a decent quality article at the same time, okay? If you got a decent quality article, then you will be able to expect to keep your accounts alive, okay, and those backlinks alive, right? So we can put in here spin tags as well, okay? And that way we can just build in a lot of relevant keywords into each paragraph. So the H2 title you can choose. Maybe don't reverse this time, maybe do reverse this time. You can choose whatever you want to do in here. Maybe you want to do just keyword modifier, for example, and maybe you want to do some spin tags. You might want to do guides, you might want to do strategy, you might want to do whatever. You can do it like that as well. I've got the wrong keyboard on here. Let me switch that to US. And I can just quickly come in and I can put in my pipe character there. Okay, so you can do it both ways. You can do a combination there, so you can see how more powerful it is even than the old local traffic commando. And again, you do a paragraph under here, and again H3, you can use these or you can use spin tags, up to you. Okay, anchor text, I will give you a specific way that we're building out the anchor text in here, and that way you will be able to get some good varied anchor text, and that will keep you pretty safe as well. Okay, now this is not difficult at all. It just takes a little bit of working out what you want your anchor text to be, and you want to keep it as general as possible. Now I did a video which is on my anthonyhayes.me website, on my blog, and it explains how to write articles so that you can rank for multiple keywords. And the key here is that the keywords, instead of being in the anchor text like it used to be in the old days, where we used to go after the exact match anchor text, we can't do that anymore without being penalized. So what we were doing then, we can't do anymore. And so how does Google know what your article is about if all your anchor text is coming in with read more and click here and all those kind of generic terms and branding terms? Well, the only way they can tell is with your on-page content. Okay, so the on-page SEO is really important these days, and it makes no difference if you're doing it for Web 2.0 or you're doing it for a WordPress site or you're doing it for a video description. Okay, you need to be able to build that out, and you can go over there anytime to anthonyhayes.me, watch that 15-minute video, and you will get a great idea on how to be able to build out highly relevant content. And so that when you're getting all these backlinks coming back with weird anchor text like click here and read more, it doesn't matter. You're not looking for the exact match. We're not even worried about the percentages because it's all taken care of within the article itself, okay? And that's really, really important. Now you can use tools like Word AI or the Best Spinner or spin rewriter. You can put your article in there in paragraphs. You can get them to spin it and then just copy and paste it in here. We may add API keys for those later, but what we found was it was getting kind of screwed up, and for now we took it out so that we can get this on the market and give people the advantage of using this at an affordable price. Okay, so now we've got all that done and we've got our anchor text done. What we need to be doing next to make this really unique is to be adding images and then to be adding video as well. Now the video box has been taken out for some reason. It will be put back. I just spoke to my programmer for this. He took it out by mistake. We have a box for image URL and we have another box for video URL. This is where you put in URLs for images that you want to use. Okay, that does sound a little bit laborious, but we will try and speed up that process, and it was exactly the same in Local Traffic Commando as well, and you can do the same with video URL as well. Now what happens here is, say for example I've got images, I've got say 30 URLs for images and I've got 30 URLs for videos, or even 12 URLs for videos. It will try and use a different combination every single time. So video 1 and image 1 will be there, video 1 and image 2 will be there, image 2, video 3 will be there. There will be varied combinations in every single post as far as it can possibly mathematically do it, okay? And that gives us even more uniqueness. So we've got the uniqueness in our H tags and in the way that we can switch it around. We've got uniqueness in our content in here that we can spin. And now we've got uniqueness in the multimedia level as well. Okay, this is the key for me, along with the different ways that we do the keywords, the 3 keyword elements that made Local Traffic Commando so successful that we could really sit there and jog how many page 1 rankings can we get. You know, that was really that's not boasting. It was just so well done as far as an SEO strategy that, you know, we were able to get hundreds, thousands of page 1 rankings just from these WordPress posts that were created at that time. The difference now being we're using Web 2.0, obviously. So what I would say is that don't worry about the, you know, the thought of, oh man, I've got to go and get 20 URLs for images. Grab a bunch of images from wherever you normally grab them from. Upload them to Flickr, your own Flickr account, and just grab the image URLs from there. I will try and find a way to automate that for you. Okay. Another place where you can get free images, of course, is Wikipedia. Every image in Wikipedia has got a license to be used for non-commercial non-commercial purposes. You can use it for blog posts, for example. So we will tie that in as well. Now we did have up until yesterday the ability to search by keyword for YouTube and Flickr. And my coder took it out. He just said it was irrelevant. And what I told him was to put it back in, but instead put checkboxes next to the results, okay? And to add Wikipedia in here as well for the images. As far as YouTube, we can also add Dailymotion and Vimeo, for example. And that way, all we need to do is checkbox the ones that are relevant. And that way we've got a whole bunch of videos and a whole bunch of images that are done just by simply searching, okay? The only problem with that is that you will be giving outbound links, okay? So I might build into this that we are writing in some kind of code for no follow. Now, if it's just a WordPress post, we can do that very easily, but we might find it with specific Web 2.0 sites that we cannot do that, okay? But we will look and see what we can do. But anyway, it's fine to be able to have an authority outbound link to go into Wikipedia, I guess. But there are other places that we can look for images as well. Now, the other thing that is missing from here, and I don't know why he's taken out, is we have a choice for tiered links. That will be put back in as well for Tuesday's webinar when I do a full demo of this. Now, what we will have is the ability to go 3 tiers deep. So that's basically the same as what the other tools are doing. But instead of any complication, you're just choosing 3 tiers deep and you're filling in these details here, or you're choosing 2 tiers deep or 1 tier deep or whatever. And it's just really, really easy to use. There's nothing complicated at all. Okay. And that's it. That's basically it. You just click on submit. It's going to the post queue and you can monitor the post queue and it will drip feed. Okay. Now, if you've got 1,000 accounts, it's not going to make 1,000 posts. The reason is that we deliberately randomized it. It's going to be using different accounts every single time as well. Okay, it's never ever going to be the same amount of posts being done. Well, that you control anyway with your keywords and modifiers and the PBOL as we call it down here. But what you won't be able to expect is we're using the same accounts every time. So it's important that you build up the amount of accounts pretty quickly. And I would do about 30 profiles at a time and just keep adding them. Okay, and before you know it, you will have thousands of accounts. Okay. It won't take you very long at all. Now, if you went to buy those, it would take ages waiting for them, and you would be concerned if any were dead. With this tool, you don't really care because it doesn't take you much work to replenish and get more Web 2.0 accounts at the click of a button. It really is super, super, super simple. The whole thing is a fantastic product, a really top quality, world-class product as far as I'm concerned. And I'm so pleased that we've been able to revive Local Traffic Commando because it's like a baby to me. It was my first software that I ever created, and we did it so well compared to what was on the market at the time, that I'm glad that they didn't listen to me, because it was copied on the premise of what then on the Local Pages Ninja kind of strategy, but they didn't respond to my requests to add some specifics in there. So I thought, well, bugger it, I'm going to go and make one myself. I'm going to do this better. And I think we did, and I think the results proved that. At that particular time, I didn't have as many affiliates. I wasn't that well known, so we only sold about 500 or 600 copies in comparison to their 4,000. But these days, it's a completely different ball game, and I expect that they might be kicking themselves when they see this strategy, how we're using it instead of doing it on WordPress, where those sites will not last very long, but instead having these syndicated into Web 2.0 accounts, which are authority accounts in their own right. This way, we are creating something very, very special from that particular strategy. So anyway, I want to take the opportunity to thank you for watching this video, and thank the guys at Local Pages Ninja for the original idea that we improved upon, and thank the guys at Rankwiz and FCS Networker for their fantastic tools that gave me the idea to create this, because theirs was so damn complicated. And that's not a slight on them in any way. I just like to make things really, really simple. Okay, so that's us for now. You will see a lot more on Tuesday's webinar. I hope you will join us. It's a fantastic tool. It will be at a great price. It's affordable, and we're just going to keep making this better. You've got no idea what's coming next, and it will just blow your mind. Anybody who's bought any of my tools before, you will know that we don't build tools for launches. In fact, I haven't done a launch for about 10 months. Okay, I've released a lot of softwares in that time, but I haven't done a proper launch. Okay, you don't see a bunch of affiliates hitting your inboxes with my products, because I do things privately, I do things through webinars, and I do things intelligently, and we keep working on our tools and making it better. We don't do these 6-figure launches and piss off to do the next one. Okay, we are here for the long time. We keep building them out, we keep making them better, we keep improving them, and the SEO strategies are solid behind them as well. There's nothing like this in the marketplace, guys. Make sure you're here on Tuesday. Have your finger on the buy button, because this is going to go very, very fast, and I might have to limit the amount that we sell at that particular price before we move the price up to 47 a month, and then later to 57 and 67 a month. Okay, so get your fingers on the buy button and ready for Tuesday night. This is a great deal. And you know, Robert Stone Jr. told me you paid $150 with one of those memberships for Web 2.0 syndication, and that was to get 30,000 posts per month. You can easily create that with the social account creator. Okay, you can easily create that amount, even more, and it won't cost you anything like $150. And on top of that, he would have to pay for accounts as well. You get all of this for $37 a month. It's just a fantastic deal. Really, really super deal, and such a brilliant strategy behind it. It's so different from anything else as far as the SEO strategy, as far as the control of what you're doing, as far as the sort of automated optimization, and being able to curate your own content as well, which we will get into inside the members area. Okay, now we've got some great ideas to take this even further, which I'll keep quiet for now, but I'm going to end the video now, and I hope to see you on Tuesday. Bye bye.